There we go. I hear somebody. Hi, Josh.
Hey,
Yeah, Sheer just sent me a
Hey.
reply. There she is.
Oh my God, Josh, how are you?
fine. We're live this time.
Yeah. Oh, by
Yeah,
the way,
from
I just wanted to let you know that Dinko cannot join anymore because he needs to sleep and he has a problem right now on his body.
yeah.
He just spoke to me later. Huh?
From now on, if I don't see that red square ticking time on the left, top left, that means it ain't live yet.
But we are now. Live.
We were talking about.
Holy
We were
shit!
talking. We had a good conversation that wasn't recorded
We did.
yesterday.
Yeah.
Hey, how did you like that video of Winslow I sent you?
I've seen it.
Yeah, it kicks ass. Especially when you crank it up and wearing a good headset.
He did that at Universal Orlando. Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, he did that at Universal Orlando.
Well, I know he was. Well, he was doing it everywhere. He's got a lot of videos from different places.
He even did a little bit of it, the Jimi Hendrix thing, in Part 6 at the Comedy Club. He put the bandana on and the wig and everything and started doing it.
Yeah,
Hey,
because
Brett.
I know Hendrix fans have approached him and said, "Man, you made it feel like I'm actually seeing and hearing Hendrix." I mean, it was meant to be satire, but it's real cool at the same time, though.
Yeah, I like it when he does his Korean, Japanese karate voices.
Yeah.
Damn it, my dad's going to be mowing lawns. Fuck.
I don't know what the hell the name of this town is, but I'm cutting through to get to Pueblo quicker. I'm only 80 miles away, but I can't deliver until tomorrow morning. And then I'm picking up at Liberal. After I deliver, I go to Liberal, Kansas, pick up a beef load, and take it down to fuck, I can't remember the name of the town, but it's right there by Port Arthur, between there and Houston, in Texas. There.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Port Arthur is not that far from Houston.
No. It's going to get extremely loud in here, out here. My dad's probably going to mow my lawn.
Yeah, it's starting to come around where people are going to start be cutting their grass, especially with all the rain you're going to be getting. You see the clouds right here,
Yeah.
right in front of me?
Mm-hmm.
9 times out of 10, the storm that you get hit by starts right here. It develops here. Because
or out in the Pacific Ocean kind of thing. It erupts out there.
it mostly comes from here. That cold air, the cold air coming off the Rockies, hitting this warm weather, develops storms like that, and then they head east. And I'm like, I think 30 miles from the base of the Rocky Mountains.
Damn it! I was trying to have private time out here and quiet time. My dad's gonna mow lawns. I'm gonna watch him and see if he's gonna come up here, because he'll just shoot all that grass out, and it's springtime, and I don't want allergy problems. But and it's gonna get kind of windy out here, and I'm sorry about that. You hear it?
Just a little bit.
Yeah. Please don't come up here right now.
Hey, I'm glad I'm not driving through here at night. This looks a lot like what was predicted during the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Somebody riding in a blue Chevrolet pickup truck with a chainsaw in the back of it, dancing around. Get him, Bubba! Raininess.
Give me a second. I might have to bring it inside. I don't want to, but whatever.
Yeah, I mean, originally the Texas Chainsaw Massacre back in the day when it came out in the 70s, man, that movie scared the hell out of a lot of people. But you watch it today, and like I did when I was a teenager, I was like, this guy's like looks like Mr. Rogers. So we started calling him the evil Mr. Rogers. His name was Drayton Sawyer.
Okay.
He was the cook. Plus, he was nuts too.
Right.
I'll never forget that one in part two where that woman would go up and always win the chili eating contest. You know, cook off, and this woman tried a spoon of it, and she bit down, and it was a crunch, and he was like, up. That's one of them old hard shell peppercorns, and it was actually the tip of a finger bone.
So I don't know if he's coming up this way. Just start bringing inside.
Drayton, you got to tell us what the secret is to your chili. Oh, it is all in the meat. I love my meat. It was probably humans.
Want me to go to my room?
What are you talking about? You can stay out here.
Okay.
Just don't have the TV on right now. I'm still here. Sorry.
I can't.
Quiet time.
I can't laugh because I was wanting to play Sawyer and Walking Dead, which was like a knockoff from Texas Chainsaw. It was paying homage.
Not a sponsor. Hello,
But, man,
61. How are you?
these people keep making.
Sean, I guess you froze.
Yeah,
No,
she's pro.
Diet Coke, Letty.
Who's the one who was doing a lawn mower there? Is it your neighborhood or your father?
The mowing? My dad.
Mm-hmm. Oh, your father.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you near to the house of your father?
There we go.
They're 2 doors behind me.
Okay.
What was the last thing you guys heard from me before I lost signal briefly?
Something about your clock being broken.
I didn't say anything about that. Me, I was complaining about the remakes of a remake of our movie.
You were talking about The Walking Dead or something.
Yeah, because I auditioned to be Sawyer in Walking Dead, which was a knockoff from Texas Chainsaw because he graduated from UCLA like the other guy did that made Walking Dead. His first project, the guy that created Walking Dead, his first project was he worked on the newer versions of Texas Chainsaw when he graduated until he invented The Walking Dead for himself.
Hold on 1 second. What? You want them to watch you? You're gonna show tits.
No, I'm not gonna do that.
Now? While we're doing this.
Whenever you wanna do
After. Okay, then you can show tits later.
it. Okay.
But anyway, in the classics, his name was Jebediah. Jebediah
Okay.
Sawyer. And then in the newer version, they gave him the name Tommy. And it's like, come on, guys.
Is that the guy in The Walking Dead with the red hair, kind of buff looking with the hot thighs?
No. And he had a mustache, and he was only on like 3 seasons and got killed off by
Okay.
Negan.
Yeah.
Yeah, he played as Bull Randaman in Band of Brothers. No, I forgot his character name, but they killed him off. He showed up at the same time as my female favorite, Rosita, and the genius guy that was a coward. I can't remember his name.
So another character, person, actor we know, not personally, but who we enjoy from a video game. He was also in The Walking Dead. His name is Stephen Ogg. He played Trevor on GTA 5. He was the foul-mouthed guy.
Oh, he was terrible.
I know. Fucking trailer park girls and stuff. Like, fuck y'all. And anyway, it's funny. The opening scene, the very first opening scene, you find out that Trevor's having sex with a whore inside his trailer. That's the opening scene.
Yeah, I can't remember if it was season 3 or 4, but they brought these 3. They were together, and they brought him in. His name was Eugene, was the smart one, and then there was Rosita, and the guy you were talking about with the red hair. I can't remember his character name now.
Buns, I guess I was teased. My dad's not going to be mowing up here.
What was
But my favorite females in the show was Rosita.
Uncle DeSanta.
I'm sorry.
No, Marion's talking to me. Sorry. Go ahead.
Rosita and Michonne. Those were my favorite females on the show. One of the lesser knowns that I like, that I wish that they would have brought forward a lot more, and she was on like 3 or 4 of the seasons before she disappeared. We don't know what happened to her. Was Diane. But I don't like what they oh, geez, I can't believe it now.
Need some fucking air.
There was this Asian character in the comic named Yakua or something like that. She fired a bow and arrow. She was Asian,
Okay.
but in the TV show, they made her out to be Native American.
Right. I wasn't really big on the show. I just know a few actors that.
Oh, I was. It was a good show.
well in the program that Josh was talking about?
It wasn't a program. It was a
It
game.
was Michael DeSanta,
The other guy, the other character on the game.
the first guy, and he was a
He was
nicer guy that
Rich. He ended up rich.
in what no
If
like clever
Yeah.
about this.
Yeah, if those lockdowns hadn't taken place, my life would probably be totally different right now. I would have went to the Philippines for a couple weeks. Don't know what happened there. That's beside the point. They
What?
They would not have canceled the Purge season 3, which they were going to bring me on as a character because I auditioned for Sawyer and Walking Dead, and Kirkman was friends of the producers of the Purge show and gave them my information. They contacted me. I didn't know who the hell they were. They said, "You gonna be out in LA?" I said, "Yeah, actually I am." He goes, "Good. Get a Uber and meet me at the Egg Slut." Hell of a name for a restaurant in downtown LA. But that day, he said that day they canceled all shows, and he was totally sorry about it. But he'd keep my information if they decided to revamp the show afterward. Well, there's a lot of shows that they didn't bring back, and I'm like, The Purge was excellent. Everybody lasted one season because that was one full night of The Purge, and it's done once a year. And that's how they were going to bring new actors into the business. It was through this show. I don't know what the name of the character they were going to give me, but it was going to be an awesome killer.
Marion's brother played a killer in a movie from a true story.
It was,
I don't think
what
he would.
was it?
I don't think he would know.
It was about it was a true story, and it was about a family that lived up in
Rural Hall,
Wool Hall,
another city here.
and Martin played Charles, which was the
Father,
lead,
the lead character.
and then was the
What was the title of the movie?
and he shot up all his family.
Yeah, what was the title of it? Do you remember? Something Family Murders, something like that. Well, there's another word. Lawson
Family Murders.
Lawson Family Murders. It's an independent
And it
movie.
happened around Christmas time. Well, in fact, it happened on Christmas Day, if you can imagine.
Yeah.
And he shot up all his family and buried them. And then he shot himself. And it was terrible. And I learned about the story from seeing Martin in that play.
Her brother.
It was a movie that a producer was making. It was
Yeah, I'll look it up.
yeah,
I'll check it out if I can.
producer that was making it.
And if you find the credits on it, it'll say Martin Henderson. That's Marion's brother.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and he looks just like the lead character.
Yeah, look at that on my avatar.
I see it.
Yeah,
Cher made that, and I'm like, damn, I'd look great doing a Dracula movie about Vlad the Impaler. You know, like maybe not Vlad himself, but because I can't grow a beard and mustache like he had. But I'd make a good knight.
he looked just like the character that he was playing and looked evil, just like his character.
Yeah. Well, that's the way it goes. A lot of folks need to understand. You have to look the part. If you don't, your chances of being a certain character is not going to happen, regardless of your acting skills.
Well, the thing is, Martin,
And if he resembled him, yeah, that's why they probably picked him.
has that kind of appeal,
Demeanor.
but he would never go around and shoot up somebody. But
Free room
That's why
and board.
that's why they call it acting.
Free room and board.
yeah, but he looked just like this guy.
But you don't ever, like, I'm trying to refrain from having my friends ever meet her sibling. You won't want to sleep for a week.
Mm-hmm.
He is that mean. He will
But
scare. I don't care how brave anybody thinks they are. He will scare the shit out of you.
But if they were looking for somebody like right now to fill the role of a fully grown, Tommy or Jebediah, whatever the hell they want to do, Sawyer, Leatherface, I'd be one of the perfect choices for that because I look the part without having to use a lot of makeup.
Well, I think Martin would look the part because he's so evil acting just on his own.
If you ask him to be mean, do something rude or bad, like get loud. Oh, matter of seconds, he's got the part. He could play a killer in whatever film he's offered. I hate to say that, but he has the part for it. I've known him for 18 years. I should know. He even scared my parents, if you can just kind of believe that. That's how bad he is. Your brother?
Yeah.
Yeah. He came over to our apartment and was sarcastic like Dale. And just, hey, how are you? Uh-huh. Like, fuck you type thing.
Well, I didn't know that.
You were there, Buns.
Well, I didn't know it was happening.
That's that time they went to London.
Oh,
And he was over, your mom and him were over to eat dinner with us, and he got to meet him. But he was sarcastic to them. Scary, if you will. And my mom has no intentions to ever see him again, no matter if he's here or not.
that's why I can't get a girlfriend.
He is so bad off, Sean. He can't keep a relationship or even have one. He is that mean. If he had like 10 grand, his life would be set, but it would go to weed or travel or, not paying his bills. So.
And he's 55 years old.
And the woe is me thing comes out now. So I don't know.
He's too old. And if he haven't figured out at 55, you might as well forget it.
Oh, I know. But he hasn't figured it out that's why he can't get a girlfriend.
And whip it out and play with it.
I don't want to tell him because I don't want to break his heart. And but that's just the way it is. and then he can't figure out why the girls that he does get drop it. And
Health-
that's why.
Healthy.
Yeah, I'll be right back with you guys.
Healthy. Share. Yes.
Yes. Yeah. How old is the brother of Marion, the one that you're talking about?
54.
Oh my God. Is he married or something?
No, he's a asshole.
Ah. Oh my God.
He's mean. He's, like I said, he's just. Share, if you ever met him too. I mean, I'm just trying to keep my friends away from him if you guys ever did and came to the U.S., whatever. You don't want to meet him. He is the devil times 20.
If you were able to see him in this movie that he was in,
Yeah.
you would not want to see him because he looked evil in the movie.
Ah, okay. And
He's-
why
he's-
is it your brother behaving like that?
Sorry?
Why is it the brother of Marion behaving like that? Is he has a problem or something?
No, it's just that the director
No, why is your
wanted him to play a killer.
brother this mean? She's asking, why is he this way?
At the time, he was playing a terrible killer
Buns.
that killed his family on Christmas Day.
Hey, Dave. How you doing?
Okay.
Josh,
Yeah.
He normally acts that way anyway.
Okay. Done. What?
that redheaded character from Walking Dead you're talking about,
Yeah.
that was Abraham.
Okay.
Yeah, Abraham, Eugene, and Rosita were together driving a military deuce and a half heading to DC, but they didn't make it.
Oh, okay. Sorry, Cher. I was trying to get an answer, but
Oh, it's all right, no problem. I think that guy has a, that is the way he behaves. So I'm sorry if I'm asking. So Sean, continue. Okay, I'll be just muted because the electric
But
fan is so
there-
strong here.
On the internet, they killed off a fan favorite. Okay, there were some characters that were just downright fan favorites. That look, you kill this character off, that might be a bad idea. Rosita was one of those, and I had stated it. They kill off Rosita, I'm done watching the show. And so what they did was, instead of killing her off, she didn't appear on the show because she wasn't a part of the story. They brought her in only here and there. And they finally did kill her off in the last episode of the last 10 minutes of the show. And I'm like, this is stupid. I mean, like, why did they have such a hard on to kill her off when they got so many other characters that they could kill off?
hard on.
Yeah, the biggest stink of characters getting killed off was that yuppie type young chubby medical doctor that they had. She was real smart, but she got shot in the through the head, through the eyeball, with an arrow from a crossbow from Dwayne. And it was like there was no fighting going on. They were scavenging, and she finally found some orange soda that she liked. She went to pick it up, and all of a sudden, pop, an arrow went right through her head. And I was like, oh, hell no. Because she was a fan favorite. And that's when they first started running into the issue, killing off characters that they shouldn't have killed off. Even the creator of Sons of Anarchy suffered that too, because the guy that played Oak in the show got killed off, and he was a fan favorite out of all of them. And when they killed him off, a lot of people dropped from watching the show. He knew he made a mistake.
I'm here. I'm still here.
Yeah, if you got a fan favorite, you got to be very careful on how you handle the characters, because if you kill them off, even if the story is good, you kill them off in the story, there's going to be blowback, and it could ruin your show. And I believe that's what shortened the lifespan of that TV show, was because they did that. They killed off Oak, which they should never have done.
Well, one thing with Martin, when he killed his family in the movie, he shot him with the shotgun.
What's the title of it again?
Lawson Family Murders.
Lawson Family Murders. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's probably on the internet somewhere.
Yeah, probably, and we're all going to look now. There it is.
I can't. I'm busy driving. I'm on the east side of Colorado Springs.
You're gonna stop and jump into the springs?
I'm still 54 miles away. Okay. My phone is still reading Central Time Zone. What time is it there, Josh?
7. Bones, they have a museum of the murders? A museum.
7. No, it's 5 o'clock here. That's right. But what's weird is my Qualcomm usually reads Central Time Zone. It doesn't follow me, but I guess that's different now. It follows what time zone I'm in.
Well, they probably have a museum.
So I am in Mountain Time.
Bless you.
With the murders.
See, they're saying the house that all that happened at, it's off Brook Cove Road, but it doesn't say Rural Hall. I know where it's at, but I mean...
When we know what certain characters should look like, and maybe at a different age perspective, I think when they did Star Wars episodes 1, 2, and 3, they could not have picked a better person to play a young Obi-Wan. He was perfect.
Sean.
Edwin McGregor was his name.
Sean.
Yeah, but my screen is so small I can barely see what you're holding up.
What's the picture of the family back in the day?
Martin was
okay.
For this role.
Yeah, he just had to show a little cock, and then he got it.
Just like the picture of the father.
Well, not Rural Hall, but I know you can't see it, but it says Germantown, North Carolina. It's another city here. Small city. Small joke. But, yeah.
I forgot where it was, actually.
Buns, Rural Hall. It was in that Payne Road. It was off there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that happened there.
Yeah, remember? Yeah.
Oh. No wonder everybody gets creeped out when they go on that road.
Not him. I'm wondering if your brother had like some credit in that film.
I'm sure he did because he played the lead character.
Blah, blah, blah. I know, but I don't see a picture or credit name or anything. I know he was in it, but I'm not denying that. Oh, no way you can find what? It's on Netflix? I doubt it. That's what it says.
That's what I was going to check out Netflix. If it was on there. That's what I was going to do.
It's called A Christmas Family Tragedy. It was filmed in 2006.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, so they changed the title of it.
Yeah. They refilmed it, which was the one Martin was in,
Yeah.
and called it a Christmas Family Tragedy.
Yep, that's the title. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Martin is in that one then, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Charlie Lawson was a respected tobacco farmer. And he murdered his wife and 6 of his 7 children. One of them survived and then later died. Correct?
What the hell made him go that crazy to kill off his entire family?
You know why he...
I'm pretty sure insanity or something, or he has a problem, or maybe a manifest with the evil spirit.
Here we go.
Here we go. No, maybe he has a mental problem. That's it.
He evidently did.
Can you actually... Let's see. So it claimed it's on Netflix, but I don't have Netflix anymore.
It's called Christmas Family Tragedy, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So... Oh, really? There's a trailer for it? It's on DVD as well. Why would they put this on Hallmark?
I don't know
That's like
how
girly
many
movies.
views they did on it.
I love you. I love you.
Oh, Hallmark is like Lifetime? Yeah, I agree. Why would they put that on?
Yeah.
Because they put all kinds of evil things on Hallmark. They have husbands beating up their wives
Here we go.
and all kinds of stuff.
Let's hit it.
That's why I don't feel sorry for them. Women getting their ass beat by her husband. You don't hurt somebody that you love. And then why would you want to be with somebody like that? And they go right back to him. Oh, fuck this. I'm going to deal with that.
My channel. Funny enough, after I edited the last video, I very quickly learned that
He's changed. And then a week later, she gets her ass beaten again. Busted lip with a couple of teeth missing.
I refuse to leave from the spot. Now, today's case is one that
Well,
I
I
actually
never
grew
can
up hearing
figure
about.
it out
I'm born and
either.
raised North Carolinian, and a lot of you guys probably be familiar with the Lawson family murders, which occurred in 1929 in Germantown, North Carolina.
Yeah.
It is a very
It took
popular, and I
me
hate to say
time
that, true
to,
crime story. It is one of those stories in
figure
the
out
state that is
why my husband emotionally abused me,
Not me.
Okay, here's the deal. Paleo Valley wild-caught fish roe contains 4 types
but
of omegas:
not Josh.
EPA, DHA.
I'm the other
What is
fat
up, you
guy.
guys, and welcome back to my channel.
Somebody commented on this girl's video about the tragedy, and they said, I believe the whole thing was planned. Yeah.
That wasn't premeditated. I can
No?
already tell you that. No, that wasn't premeditated. Something like that. He snapped, grabbed his rifle, and just started offing his family.
Oh, I know. He's crazy.
Exactly.
And I figured that out when I was watching them film it.
I mean, your brother auditioned for that role, right?
Yeah.
Why didn't he keep doing auditions elsewhere? They're always auditioning people for certain roles for certain movies. You got to you got to get out there. Okay, I'm looking at this guy. I'm hearing him talk. Does he fit the part?
Because he knew this guy that was the director in this play. And one of his friends got him a part with the director.
Like if they were casting a movie of the real life story of the porn star John Holmes, there's no way I could get that part because number one, I don't look like him. Number two,
You're not long.
If they wanted to go that far, but they'd have to find somebody that looks like him. And
They must have figured
if anybody wants to know, John Holmes looked like Gordon Lightfoot, in my opinion.
Yes.
I mean, John Holmes looked like a douchebag, in my opinion. He's not the type of guy that women would chase after.
He died of AIDS.
But he was popular because he was so equipped the way he was.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bigger than that. But look, ladies, he's one out of a few million men that is equipped like that. You're talking about a small population of the human race that is built like that.
He was very thin.
Yeah, there were probably maybe a couple hundred. There was like a couple hundred men throughout human history that were built like that. And there's been what? Billions of people that have lived on this planet? Yeah. There's your odds.
But he did both type of fucking. He did lots
just
of
like
movies.
you're not.
Lots of movies.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, just like you're not going to find a lot of women that were equipped like my ex-wife was, a double E cup. That's insane.
That's too big. That's like dating Beth Chapman, huh? Was it?
She was a 38, but the cup size is how round they are. These things were the size of my hands, and I got big hands.
Right.
Yeah, her cup size was just totally insane.
You know who Beth Chapman is?
No.
Dog the Bounty Hunter's ex-wife. She died.
No, my ex was bigger than that.
she had cancer.
Yeah, and my ex didn't have to smoosh them together to make them look big. They were just there. Boom.
Was she hot? to you or like to other like? Did men want her when you guys were out?
Okay, repeat that. You're breaking up on me because of my signal, I guess.
Yeah. Was your wife hot?
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
She was just extremely busted.
Hmm.
Let me try to compare my ex to somebody that you may know. Okay, my wife was a lot like Bootsy Bonita, but bigger busted and maybe a little bit more ass. That's about how my ex was built. Oh, she can rock the hell out of a bikini. The problem was she couldn't find a top that would fit properly. That was the challenge.
It was all hanging out.
Well, they would hold them, but if she made the wrong move, boom, they're totally exposed.
It's time to travel to Nepal. Nepal. I see Nepal. You can't name a planet nipple. Why? I'm God. So, Sean, your signal's kind of fading in and out there.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know
Yeah.
why. I'm right here by Colorado Springs. It's just a little bit smaller than Denver.
Now, do you have a Wi-Fi in your truck, or is it built with Wi-Fi?
No, I got unlimited data on my phone. It's Verizon.
Yeah, me too. But do you keep it charged or plugged in?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It was on the charger. You wouldn't be able to see what you're looking at. You'd be looking at the top of my cooler.
Hmm. So what?
And
What
now
do you, so what
there's
are
the
you?
base of there's the base of the Rocky Mountains in front of me. If you can see it.
Yeah. So what are you craving tonight?
I don't know. What do you mean?
For dinner, what are you craving? What do you want to have?
Oh, wherever I'm lucky enough to get parked at, and that's got healthy food because I don't eat junk. If junk is all they got, I won't eat.
You can get a pop or something, couldn't you?
I drink soda pop very rarely. I had one when I was at the house. I had a Diet Dr. Pepper. And man, I reminded myself, I took a drink of that Diet Dr. Pepper, and within 2 minutes, bleh, like Booger from the Nerds. I'm like, man, I haven't belched like that in a long time. Because back when I would drink soda regularly, oh yeah, I was like Booger from the Nerds. I'd kick ass at belching.
I bet you can find the shirt that says "Who farted" too, huh?
Easily get one made. They do airbrush shirts at Kings Island. I had them make me many a shirt. They made me a tank top that said "Dirty White Boy" on it, and I wore it one of the last shows I played in concert with the band, Blind, Crippled, and Crazy. Because I knew when I played with them, Roger always wanted to play that song, "Dirty White Boy." So I wore a shirt that said that. Well, a tank top. I forgot who that was by. Dirty White Boy, Dirty White Boy.
I can't remember either.
Because I was that band. I was the youngest in the band. If we got together today, there would be one that would be 82 years old, and the rest of them would be in their 70s. I'm not even sure they all still play, or they're all still alive. I do know that, but I don't know if they play anymore. Too old. I know Joe still plays. He's 65. He wears that bandana with the beard and mustache, and he can play. Excuse me.
Bless you.
When am I going to get on I-25? I know it's right here. This is Colorado 83.
Man, your truck's really quiet. I don't know why I don't hear it.
Because I got my windows rolled up and my headset is noise cancellation.
Oh. You probably paid a pretty penny for that one. And you don't know where you're going after this?
Yeah. I deliver tomorrow early morning, and then I go to Liberal, Kansas, pick up a beef load, and take it to some town I can't remember between Houston and Port Arthur, Texas.
Oh. I know you said something with that city, but I didn't know what you were meaning.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of the town. It's between there.
Unfortunately, I can't give you GW's note. Hey, I'm in Port Arthur. Where are you? I don't fucking know you. How the fuck did you get my number? Don't worry.
I did
about it.
I did a video.
In a phone book.
Yeah, if I did a video, what kind of music does he like?
He's 81 this year, so 50s, 60s, maybe, I'm guessing. Because my grandpa liked 50s and 60s. He was in his 80s.
Well, I mean, he probably liked some of the 70s music, too.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, that'd be true. I can let my hair down and you do a video call and say, hey, man, this is Marvin Lee Day. And he's from Texas also. He knows who Marvin Lee Day is because that was Meatloaf. He was from either Houston or Dallas. I can't remember is where Meatloaf was from. But his real name was Marvin Lee Day. And with his dementia, he might believe it. And Meatloaf wasn't too much younger than he is. If Meatloaf was still alive, he'd been in his 70s. I know that.
We watched Police Academy the other night on the TV.
Yeah, part one.
What I discovered and didn't realize that GW wasn't in part 2 and 3.
No, he
and I'm
wasn't.
like, what the hell? They replaced him with that one douchebag dude. Like, he wasn't least bit funny.
Well, I like it when he didn't understand the Asian guy in part 3, and he's like, "Yes, man, what?" The Asian guy said stuff in formation. He's like, "No offense, eh?"
Yeah, and he made Proctor a captain, and then in part 4, Proctor's back to being a lieutenant instead of being a captain because they brought G.W. Bailey back, and it's like, okay, how did he lose his rank? Is what I'd like to know.
And in part 4, actually, he went back. Proctor went down to lieutenant because Mahoney gets on the megaphone at a basketball game and says, "Look who it is! a ghetto favorite. It's Lieutenant Proctor. And then Michael's standing next to him with the megaphone. He's like, it's so good to be here. And then Michael, like, you know, does like a squealing noise, a screaming noise on the next to him on the mic and faking it. And he's like doing this, and Michael's still doing it, you know, and he's like, it's great to be.
The only thing I could guess is why Scott didn't come back and do Mahoney is probably because he was filming the Short Circuit movies. Because he wasn't doing anything else at that time.
I'm sorry, who?
The guy that played Mahoney.
Oh, Steve Guttenberg.
Yeah, he wasn't in 6 and 7.
No.
He wasn't in 5 either, wasn't he?
No, he wasn't in 5. 5, 6, and 7, he didn't want to be there.
Yeah,
I don't know why. He had other engagements, something else, but
the only thing I could think of is he did Short Circuit. That was it. With Ali Sheedy.
yeah.
But so did G.W. Bailey. He played Schroeder.
Yeah. What did that guys call him? Scrotum?
Scrotum, yeah. The guy from India, the scientist from India, he called him Scrotum. You don't have to blow it up, Schroeder, because Schroeder wanted to blow the robots up, you know.
Yeah.
And he had a megaphone in that one too, when he was yelling at, "Your target is there, gentlemen."
Yeah. In Mannequin, with Rambo and everything, GW, like, they ended up in a hallway of the mall or the clothing store, whatever it was. And Hollywood Montrose was back there and all this stuff doing this, you know, and so they're all chasing each other through the hallway, going to a trash, like a trash compactor grinder thing. And where they grind up the mannequins, you know, like defective ones. And they all ended up in this big factory room, whatever it is. And Hollywood's taking the water hose to try to keep the law away, trying to run and get away. And he's using a big, huge water hose. Mine is bigger than yours is, you know, and watering them down and getting them all wet and everything. And then and then they tie a knot in the hose while he's still squirting, right? And Hollywood, when the thing cuts off, it bends and it gets limp. And he's like, and then just drops it and runs because he's had it, he's done. He's like, I don't want to get caught, fuck you. You know, he just races down the hall. He's like, mine is bigger than yours is. And all of a sudden it just cuts off and gets limp. And because it's like a gay thing, and it's funny as hell. And then he goes, and then he heads out down the hallway and everything and thinks that's, he thought that was going to start something like this. So you have to watch that. It was towards the end.
But basically, he was playing a character that was just like, you know, Captain Harris as Schroeder. You look at him as it's like he's just playing Captain Harris, just under a different name.
Sean says, scrotum.
Well, you got to add the Indian accent with it. Oh, the male type organs. We got to deal with scrotum.
Buns, do you remember Short Circuit? The robot Johnny Five?
No.
You don't remember it? Really?
I remember it, but I didn't see it.
They made 2 of them. Steve Guttenberg's in it. Ali Sheedy, an Indian scientist guy. GW's in it.
In the first one. I don't think he was in the second one.
Right. You know, it wasn't, I mean, I don't remember a lot of it, but I remember watching them. But I don't know. To me, it was kind of slow. I didn't really get into it.
If I was handed a character like that and got real popular because of it, I would have kept playing the character. I'd be like, I got to do this project, but I'm going to do this one also.
Yeah.
Because GW did both. He was doing
Mhm.
Police Academy, and he did Short Circuit, and he did Mannequin.
Mm-hmm. Mannequin was filmed in '87, I think.
So at that time, he would have been doing what, part 4 or 5?
4.
Yeah. So at the same time they were filming part 4, he was filming Mannequin. That means he was
Yeah.
getting good work.
Yeah, and then '88 was part 5. 94 was part 7.
What year was the Short Circuit come out? I think that was like 85, 86, wasn't it?
Somewhere around there, yeah.
JW played a security guard in
Mannequin.
Mannequin.
Yes.
Yeah, Maxwell. Felix Maxwell. Captain Felix Maxwell.
See, he played a captain in that one too. I didn't know it was captain.
Yeah, I was just calling Captain Maxwell Harris. You mix the two together. Get that flea bag away from me. Or
And
keep
then
that
his
flea bag
dog
away.
was Rambo.
Yeah, I know. The dog was Rambo, yes.
The English Bulldog, if I'm trying to remember the breed. A
And
dog he was.
remember
It was the bulldog.
Harris had a problem with the dog farting all the time.
Oh yeah.
He's like, "Who's it, Rambo?" But didn't he say, like, to Rambo, "We really need to talk"? Didn't he say something similar to that?
Yeah.
I think so. Because he kept farting all the time.
Jesus, Rambo, what did you eat? Something, I don't know. He's like, And then because he didn't want to walk, Rambo was in a wagon. He was pulling him in a wagon. He didn't want to walk on a leash. He was pulling him. And you hear no, Harris was pulling him in a wagon. You can hear the, just like squeaking all the way in the store and everything.
Yeah, I like that when the owner fired her assistant and fired JW. He puts his arm around the guy. We'll file a grievance with the union. And he goes, "We're not in a union, you idiot."
You have to throw his voice in there. We're not in the union, you idiot.
Wait, he didn't say that. The assistant said that to Harris. Well, Maxwell. It was JW that said, "We'll file a grievance with the union."
You know who that guy was? The geek guy with the slick hair and the glasses?
Yeah, he was in a lot of movies that I knew of. I can't remember them all, though.
He's on the Blacklist. He was on NBC's The Blacklist, which to me,
I never saw that.
It didn't go anywhere for me.
Yeah, I didn't know they made 2 seasons of Police Academy, the TV series.
They did.
Only few from the movie did a reoccurring role. They weren't permanently on it.
Jones was in it the whole time.
Really?
He was the higher up sergeant or higher ranked, whatever comes after sergeant. But anyway,
that's probably why it didn't work, because they didn't bring in the characters, all of them.
well, I think Tackleberry made a cameo. I don't know if Sweet Chuck did. It was
I'm
really
curious
stupid.
if we can get my hands on the DVD.
It was stupid.
You seen it? Because I never did.
What, the series?
Yeah.
I watched it. Air quotes. Watched it.
I
And
never
they
knew
also-
it existed.
And they also made a cartoon as well.
Well, that I discovered also. That only lasted 1 season.
Yeah, and none of the voices were correct. None of them. They all
Yeah.
had the Harris and the Mahonies and the Jones and the Sweet Chucks and everything, but none of them had their voice. I asked GW, did you ever voice over in the cartoon? He says, no, that went nowhere for me. They asked me to, but no, I was done. After number 7, he was done.
Yeah. Well, that would have been easy work for him. He'd just sit in a chair and do the voice. That's all.
Lassard came back, I think, a few times in the series. Bits and pieces, he came back. But there was no higher up chief peep guys or whatever. But it was just like Jones was there, Lassard was there, Tackleberry made appearance. I don't know if any others. It was complete waste of movie, waste of time.
Yeah, the series could have worked if they brought in Bobcat with Jones, if they wanted to go bare minimum, but they had to rely on the writers. The writers had to come up with good stories, and add comedy to it.
Mm-hmm.
And then every now and then may have JW come in. See, hey, you like the series? You can come in every now and then if you want, or have a permanent role. I think he would have went for it.
Did you ever see that Bill Murray movie called Scrooge?
Yes, I only saw it once though.
Yeah. Bobcat was in there. That was one of his assistants, and then he went crazy and wanted to kill up the whole office. And yeah,
the first movie I saw Bobcat in was Burglar with Whoopi Goldberg
and GW.
I didn't know he was in that.
Yes. Yep.
I like that when he went off on that guy named Nobi. Is that like from Star Wars? And then he had tried to get him to sign. He wouldn't sign for the package. And he goes up. He goes. I gotta blow your shit. He goes. I can't remember the whole story, but he was talking about his father and how he was treated badly. And he goes, I gotta take a shit from a dildo with ears. Now sign the goddamn thing. Bobcat really went off. It was hilarious about it. It was hilarious, that part. Because the guy was bald. He didn't have any hair. He called him a dildo with ears. Taking shit from a dildo with ears.
Bobcat also did another film back in the 80s called Hot to Trot.
I remember that. What's the one where he dressed up as Godzilla? I think it was One Hot Summer or something like that, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Sounds familiar.
He couldn't get the head off his head of Godzilla, and somebody threw a cigar in his mouth. That's why he panicked, and he went over that model of that town in front of the Asian guys, and they were enjoying it.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I'm listening. I'm typing something real fast. Okay. Sorry. Hello?
I'm here.
Okay.
But Burglar, wasn't that Whoopi Goldberg's first movie too that she did?
No, her first movie I think was Lightning Jack.
Oh, okay.
I think. And then Sister Act came along, 2 of them, 3 of them, whatever she did, and then she played in a movie with Ted Danson. I forgot which one that one was.
Well, they were dating then. They had a long relationship.
Disgusting. Disgusting as hell.
They were the oddest couple in Hollywood history. Her and Ted Danson. which was kind of cool in my book.
I just hope he wasn't putting it in there.
No, he was, no doubt.
You know what? Little movie history here about Whoopi Goldberg. Her real name is Karen Johnson.
I never knew that.
My brother told me. So. Yeah.
But she was a big fan of Star Trek, and she would have taken, she didn't care if she got paid or not, but she approached Roddenberry saying, I really love the show and I really would like to have a part in it. So he designed the character Guinan for Whoopi Goldberg.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was.
Brilliant character too. Guinan was.
You understand what LeVar Burton was wearing that gold thing around his eyes, right? You know what was you know what he was watching?
Unknown.
Porn.
Probably. But his character was blind, and it assisted him in seeing things differently and different, like, ultraviolet, infrared. He can see that way, but he couldn't normally see like we do.
Yeah. So Peter Griffin put on that LeVar Burton thing, and he's like, that was a penis, and he took it right back off and put it back on the holder. He said gay porn. He's like, ew, that was a penis.
The first cartoon that picked on Star Trek was Beavis and Butthead. Butthead was acting like Captain Picard, and Beavis was Commander Riker. And Butthead goes to Beavis, number 1, yes sir. I would like you to take a number 2, yes sir.
Yeah, that was the newer ones, wasn't it? I don't think it was the '90s version, was it?
That was the Next Generation they were picking on.
Right, but was that the newer Beavis and Butthead show?
Oh, no. That was when Beavis and Butthead was brand new.
Oh, 95. Okay. I mean, that was the shit in the 90s. If you want some entertainment and some swearing, that was it.
Well, where they got bad press was people just assume, let the kid watch a cartoon. It's fine. You can't do that. Not after The Simpsons. You had to stop doing that and assuming that it's good for children's consumption. But the parents were letting their kids watch Beavis and Butthead and didn't realize what was going on. And when this kid burnt down the house and killed half the family because he saw it in an episode of Beavis and Butthead, Michael Judge was getting a lot of bad press because of that. And it's like, wait a minute, that's entertainment. If you got a parent that's stupid enough to let her child watch the show and not paying attention, you're going to run into crap like that.
Mike Judge said he had a phone call in his New York office at MTV, and he said this guy called totally acting like Boomhauer from King of the Hill, and he was complaining, the guy that was on the phone, complaining about Beavis and Butthead, whatever. He was just upset with it or something. He was calling him and said, I hate to tell you this, but I'm getting sick and tired of that Porky's Butthole on TV. I'm not really happy about it. Porky's Butthole sucks, and he didn't know how to say it. Porky's Butthole. And this guy was lost, seriously. And he said that Mike Judge brought this up on David Letterman back in the day. And Zach Galifianakis was the other guest. It was Jimmy Kimmel. And they were sitting there, and Mike told Jimmy about the story of this guy calling in and complaining about Porky's Butthole, Beavis and Butthead. He didn't know how to say it, and the whole audience just shit. I mean, it was just funny. He called it Porky's Butthole, and then you hear Zach just gasping doing all that.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
it was, you can look it up on YouTube. It's funny as shit.
The Van Dreesen, they tried a spin off from the show. Adora, the girl that was the smart one on the show. She wore glasses. It didn't work out. And I'm glad he brought him back, but I think he stopped doing it again. He'll bring him back for a while and then won't do them anymore. And it's like, just either do it, keep doing it. Like Seth MacFarlane needs to go back and do the other Star Wars movies with Family Guy. It would be hilarious.
Yeah. But Seth has said that he only does the voices anymore. He doesn't animate. He doesn't. There was some other things he said he doesn't do. He's not really at the office much anymore, except for voiceover things.
Well, Michael Judge did the majority of the voices on Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah. I tell you what, if those kids don't stop whacking off in my camper, there's going to be hell to pay.
Yeah, that was a rumor for a long time where everybody said that King of the Hill was a pre-sequel spinoff to Beavis and Butthead because Hank Hill sounded like Anderson. I'm like, no, he's using the same voice, yeah, but it's not the same character.
And did you know the chubby son in King of the Hill was actually voiced by a woman?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, the son's voice was voiced by a woman. And of course, he had that hot daughter, my name's whatever her name was. And anyway, so
yeah. I know Michael Judge did the voice for Hank Hill. Other than that, I don't know on that show. But on Beavis and Butthead, he did the voice for Beavis and Butthead, and the principal in Anderson, and I think that was about it.
You guys are suspended. He was always shaking and.
But he got the ideas from people he actually went to school with. Some of the things that the characters did.
He also did the voice of that teacher. I forgot his name.
Van Dreesen?
Yeah, Van Dreesen, the peace guy. Like,
yeah, that's Van Dreesen.
Beavis and Butthead. Why are you in my class? Okay.
No, Van Dreesen was trying to reach those two.
He did.
He was looking out for them. And I remember they were on a bus trip, and they're mooning the cars in the back of the bus. They're mooning the cars behind them. And they're like, oh, Beavis and Butthead, no. And, they're saying, peekaboo, peekaboo. He goes, here in a minute, I'll give them a nice pressed fruit bowl. And I'm like, not too many people know what that is. It's actually originally called a Jersey fruit bowl because that's where it started. And then they just call it a fruit bowl.
Did you know Demi Moore portrayed a woman in Beavis and Butthead Do America?
Oh, yeah. She was the one that was trying to seduce the boys. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Bruce Willis was her lover.
Oh, he played the guy?
Yeah.
I didn't know that, but I didn't, because he got really stern and loud. I didn't know that was him.
They're going after their TV. The idiots stole it. They're in the motel. They open the door next door, and it's McVickers bent over the bed and getting his ass whipped by a dominatrix. That was hilarious. You're suspended.
You're suspended. Get out.
Yeah. The woman slams the door, and all of a sudden you hear whack, whack.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, mommy, yeah. You bastards, get out. You're suspended.
And there was Buzzcut. So they can't laugh because they'd get their asses kicked by all the other delinquents.
And then he was
Today
teaching
we're going
them
to be talking about the penis. Do you find it funny, butthead, that we'll be talking about the testicles?
And then they couldn't do anything but hold their laughs. And then they went outside and started giggling up a storm. They were red faced and everything. They couldn't hold it back. That was what was funny.
Yeah, see, you can hold back your laugh, and if you got to laugh really hard, they needed to shut your eyes or your eyeballs to come out of your head.
I used to do a great impression of Beavis. Like almost top notch. Not anymore.
Yeah, my nephew, now my son is doing it, being able to talk like Herbert the Pervert. My nephew was brilliant at it. When I was training him, we'd go in the truck stop in the restaurant, and he'd be talking to me and everybody else in the restaurant like Herbert the Pervert. Now my son has been doing it because he thinks it's funny.
Yeah, like how Herbert comes up to Chris at the yard sale. You got something you don't wear from the summertime? He's like, sure. Sweet Jesus. He was all obsessed with Chris and his shorts and everything. And then he says he prays to God. He saw Chris and Peter walking away, and he praised God that, please, God, let me smell his hat. Please send me his hat. And the wind picks up and blows it to Herbert. He's like, smelling his hat and everything. He's just, yeah. Mighty fine sack you're carrying. Piss off, you little dirty freak. We got a fighter. Come here, Jesse. Take your pants down. Take your pants. Was it take your pants down or off? Luke, take your pants down.
No, it was at the beginning of the movie. That's Luke, and he was attacked by a wampa, a giant, Yeti type thing.
Yeah.
And he got away, but he was injured. He's passed out on a snowdrift, and his tauntaun died because it was so cold. And then all of a sudden, in The Empire Strikes Back, you see Obi-Wan Kenobi, an image of him appear in front of him. And he tells him to go to the Dagobah system. There you will learn from Yoda, the Jedi Master who instructed me. And then he goes, Ben! And then he passes out, and then there's Han Solo to get him, right? Well, in the cartoon with the Family Guy, he's waking up because he's hearing him. He goes, Luke, pull your pants down.
Pull your pants down. Luke.
How about a nice bowl of Zima soup?
Yeah. Cher still with us? Yes.
She probably don't know what the hell we're talking about. Because it's sad. They don't get to watch much TV nor movies. I mean, it's sad.
I heard
But
it takes 2 or 3 weeks.
I'm here.
2 or 3 weeks.
I'm listening.
2 or 3 weeks for other countries to get American-made movies.
Well, hell, man, I got it all on my hard drive. I go over there. They're like, hey, let's watch some movies. Ba-boom. Just hook it up to the TV and ready to rock and roll.
That's not going to help any, will it?
I'm gonna put another gown on.
Okay, the other one's right there on your couch, just over the arm there. The gray one?
I'm gonna put that one on.
Oh, the Christmas one?
Yeah.
I love you, boobs.
Love you too.
Hey, Elaine. Thank you for
Drew Dix.
Yeah.
This is called Drew Dix Parkway to get over to this Love's over here.
True Dicks.
Yep, it's a name. What's it called? Good. I'm glad this is a truck stop. I was worried. I'm like, oh shit, this isn't one of those Loves. It's just a gas station.
So you're gonna call it a night at this place?
It depends. if I got the hours to drive, which I'm only 11 miles away, and I can't remember what time I got to deliver this. And let alone if there's a freaking parking spot. If not, I'm gonna buy up some food and take it with me and go park, at the 90 if I can. Okay. So there's no opening here for me to make a left. Here we go. Something tells me I'm going down the wrong road. I should have picked that one over there, but how am I supposed to know that the way they design this fucked up shit sometimes? Okay, a-hole. You're going to park like that, and you're going to block everybody in. Jesus, is there any parking here? There's a spot right here. I'll take it.
Hey, Sean.
Hey, Sean.
Hello. Sorry, I'm backing in. Not paying attention here. Dude. Motherfucker, if you had to walk over there, why don't you walk in behind me? Some people's decision making leaves me baffled sometimes.
Oh, did you like when GW in part 6, they were in that little meeting and the chief and Lassard and everybody was in there. Everyone was in that room. And Hightower twists Harris's chair leg and breaks it off, kind of. And when he goes to sit down after he was done, teaching the men, there was women in there too. There was Callahan and Hicks. And so he's all done. Here comes the chief walking in. Thank you, Captain Harris. Now, would you please find your seat? I was just briefing the men, sir. And then he says, go find a seat, Captain Harris. Yes, sir. And he goes and sits down. And before Harris sits down, Hightower grabs his chair in front of him because Harris sat in front of Hightower. And he twists the leg of the chair. And then, like, when Harris sat down, that thing went, just splat on him. Like, it just broke.
Yeah, I'm shutting down here because when I get reset, I'll have 2 hours to get 11 miles from here to deliver.
And after Harris got off that broken seat, the chief says, perhaps another seat, Harris. They didn't care a thing in the world to help him up. But Proctor was kissing Harris's ass, and he's like, here, sir, I'll help you. Get away from me, Proctor. And they did the same thing at the airport in part 5. But Michael made fun of him. So Harris sits in a different seat. That was glue. There was glue in the seat, and you hear Michael.
Yeah.
You hear Michael in the back of him saying, and And then they tried to get up. Captain Harris, have you? Yes, sir. And he's getting up, trying to kiss ass and everything, and the chair sticks to him, and then he has to. The mayor wants to see me.
Yeah.
And he gets up, and the chair sticks to him, and Proctor, I want a full scale of this water system, full scale. Trying to fake like he was just sitting there and everything, and like everybody was passing by. And then here comes a crew of international police people, and he's like, "Thank you. How are you? Welcome to America, a fine country. Enjoy." And he was still stuck to the chair. And yeah, it was just funny. Not interested? I'm sorry?
Yeah. Huh? Oh, nothing. I remember that.
I thought I lost you.
No. Here, since I got the time and I got you here, let me show you what I have on that external hard drive.
Porn.
Oh, it's boring?
No porn.
Nope. No porn.
Fuck movies.
Nope. None of that.
Hey,
It's either
it's your cabin. You can have it if you want to.
it's either TV shows or movies.
Did you get Axel Foley? Did you get that one on there?
Axel F?
Yeah.
No, I had to watch it on Netflix.
Hmm.
I gotta set up my little table.
They could have used a different villain than Kevin Bacon because that was a surprise.
Yeah, Kevin Bacon is in a lot of movies, believe it or not. He did it on purpose.
I'm not a huge fan, but whatever.
Oh, I liked his character in JFK. I like that when he was talking to Jim Garrison, which was the Kevin Costner character. He goes, "You're a liberal, Mr. Garrison, but you don't know shit because you ain't never been fucked in the ass." The way he carried on about that, it makes me laugh every time. Well, just because, people that are liberal are not gay doesn't mean they have to get fucked in the ass to be one. I mean, who makes up these ideas or these rules? I have no idea. Oh, you're liberal if you're Democrat. And you're Democrat, you got to be gay. No, that's not true. I'm for the working class and small business.
I wish I could go slap those nurses that did this to me.
All right. Getting closer. Okay.
I get my charger. Give me 1 second. What the hell? That didn't help.
All right. Then there's that. Bring the other speaker around.
I'll be right back. I'm going to use the bathroom for a minute.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I still got to find. Oh, there it is. I think that's a. Yeah, found my cord's cool. That one's plugged in where it's supposed to be. There's power.
What the fuck is that smell out here? Damn. I'm closing up shop. That's disgusting. That's a bad store somewhere. Fuck.
All right. Mhm. Oh yeah.
You.
There, Josh is gonna have to blow up my screen so everybody can see this. Categories right here. There's Archer, Baseball, Bates Motel, Battlestar Galactica, Battlestar Galactica Classic, Black Sails, Boondocks, Breaking Bad series, and there's also Better Call Saul with that in that same file. There's Cobra Kai. It has all the Karate Kid movies in it also. Those are concerts. This is my Disney section. Here's my End of the World, Fallen Skies series, Farscape, all the Harry Potter movies, my horror section, you name it, it's probably in there. God damn it.
See Harry Potter movies.
Yeah, like I click on that file, it says Harry Potter, and then boom. Each one of these is one of the movies. Oh, and I added Sleepy Hollow in that category. I'm still missing the last season of Sleepy Hollow. That was a good series, but they ended it real soon.
Yes, they did. That was a good show. We so got glued into that one, and then they stopped doing it. I mean,
The series out of it.
only 2 seasons or something.
Yeah,
That was a really good show. It was truly amazing.
yeah. I gotta wait for you to come here so you can blow up my screen and you can see it really good.
Okay. What am I doing? You almost had the same laptop as me, just a little bit. Your lid's different than mine.
But here's the main file you get when you plug it in, and all these little files. If blow my screen up so everybody can see it.
Oh, I don't know how to do that. Let me see. Hold on. Which one is it? There we go.
Now, mind you, it took me all freaking day. We're talking 16 hours to copy what I have on this hard drive. Because I remember I was talking to you when I started doing it, and then I didn't contact you till later.
Did I do it wrong? I don't know.
I'm not sure.
You a long time to do.
We're on the side right
Harry
here.
Potter series.
We're on the side.
Yeah, and you got to move me out into the middle somehow. I don't know.
That's a long series.
Let me see.
Cher knows how to do it, I think.
I tried it. I moved you, but it didn't do that. Share.
What?
But how do I do a big screen so Sean can share what he's doing?
Um,
I tried and it didn't work.
if you mean zoom in, but this is a laptop. It's really hard.
I know it's under layouts.
Or you can do a share screen or something.
No, he just needs to make my screen the big one out of all of us. That way you can see my screen a lot better.
Hold on, I'm looking. You said layouts?
Yeah, it should be under layouts, and you see how the squares are. Fiddle around with those somehow. I can't remember what would be what though.
It's not letting me. I don't know what to do.
Okay, just go back to the normal mode then. Everybody's just gonna have to zoom in on my screen if you can. Can y'all see?
Yeah.
Okay, now the categories are this: Archer, baseball, like under Archer. Okay, that's the cartoon series, and I have the first 4 seasons on here. See how each file came up?
Right.
Yeah, this is season 1, disc 1. So there's like a few episodes on here. I have the first 4 seasons of Archer. That's under that file. And then there's the baseball one. There's 42, Bad News Bears, the newer version, Bull Durham, 8 Men Out, Grumpy Old Men 1 and 2, Little Giants, Major League 1 and 2, Rookie of the Year, Sandlot, Slapshot 1, 2, and 3 under that second. And here's the entire series of Bates Motel. Excellent. It lasted 5 seasons. I got the entire series right here. See how they load in?
Mm-hmm.
And if I go like this, I highlight from the first one, go across like that, and then right click here and click open. It'll play every one of them that I highlighted in order. Because that's what I did to the Police Academy. Here's the new version of the entire series of Battlestar Galactica with the pre-sequel movie they had made, which was a great show. And here's the classic Battlestar Galactica with 1980 episodes in here also. That's what I grew up on. Here's the entire series of Black Sails, which was 4 seasons. Here's a cartoon called Boondocks. It's like the ghetto version of Simpsons. It's hilarious.
Yeah, I didn't. That was beyond my entertainment.
And here it starts off. I got Better Call Saul, except for the last season, and I'm trying to find that on DVD. And it also the entire Breaking Bad series, every episode, right here.
Mm.
There's Cobra Kai and the Karate Kid movies. This is my Disney section. I got like Addams Family 1 and 2, the first Beetlejuice. I got all the Ernest movies on here, all the Jurassic Park, all the Ice Age cartoons, Magnificent. There's Labyrinth, Monsters Inc. 1 and 2. And I got all the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. And I got Short Circuit 1 and 2. And then here's my End of the World section, which is 28 Days Later, 28 Weeks Later, After Dark, Aftershock, Armageddon, Chernobyl, Cloverfield, Collision.
Armageddon was a good one.
I can't remember what this is.
It came out on my birthday in '98.
Yeah, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. I haven't got all the Planet of the Apes movies. Deep Impact, Geostorm, Greenland, I Am Legend, Independence Day 1 and 2, Knowing. I got all the Mad Max movies, all the Resident Evil movies, including the animated. Oh, here's The Day After. I got it under that section where it was total nuclear war.
You got so many good movies.
Yeah, here, that's Kansas City. I just went through there last night with you guys.
Sean.
Yeah.
Marion said something to you.
Oh, what was it?
You got so many good movies, Sean.
Oh, I haven't even showed you a part of it yet. Okay, they just got hit by an EMP, and everybody's losing power to everything. And here's he is. He's on I-70 where I was. He's part of the Air Force. He's running into a field because they know it's He knew it was coming, but everybody else didn't. Here it comes.
What does that do? Wipe out your movies?
What?
Whatever
Yeah.
he's talking about.
No, he's showing us.
Yeah, that's Kansas City that just got nuked. That explosion there is probably a 10 megaton. It's very
Oh.
devastating. But that's got Steve Guttenberg in it. That was like the first movie he was in. I got San Andreas, The Happening, Tidal Wave, War of the Worlds.
Let me just stop you there. San Andreas was a good one. That's with The Rock. It was really good. I liked the chick that's in it.
Oh, that was good.
We liked it, that one very much.
And here's the entire series of Fallen Skies, which was great. I thought was good. There were 5 seasons of it. And here's the entire Farscape series with John Crichton. And then here's the Harry Potter. This is where I added the Sleepy Hollow series. And for some reason, I can't find season 2 on DVD. I need it. Here's my horror section. Okay, Quiet Place, Bundy, the Green River Killer, Freddy versus Jason, all the Friday the 13th movies, all the Halloween movies, all the Hellraiser movies except one. I need part 7. There was 1 through 9, and I'm missing number 7. I can't find it. I got The Hills Have Eyes. I got Jeepers Creepers 1, 2, and 3. I got Joyride, which was about Trucker 1, 2, and 3. Nightmare on Elm Street, all of them, even that new one that sucked. I got Insidious 1, 2, and 3. This movie Quarantine 1 and 2. I got all the Saw movies, all the new and classic Texas Chainsaws, and all the Wrong Turn movies. I got The Stand, The Omen, The Last Exorcism, part 1 and 2, Vacancy 1 and 2. You know, amazing what I got on here. You know, and that's just. And then here's
Halloween.
here's my Tom Clancy's Jack Ryan thing. I got the movies, which was Red October, Patriot Games, Clear and Pleasant Danger, and Sum of All Fears. And I got the first 2 seasons of the show, and I think they ended it after the 3rd season, and I don't have the 3rd season of Jack Ryan. This was a good TV show. It only lasted 2 seasons, and it was called Jericho. And I should have showed you guys when I had the opportunity. I'd had to do a live stream where you see the kid. See the let me see if I can bring it up here. I can show it to you. You'll see this kid standing on the roof of a house looking west, like right there. See it? He's looking west, and he's supposed to be in a town called Jericho, Kansas. Okay, I don't care what town he's in. If he's along the border of Kansas and Colorado, you're not going to see you ain't going to see the Rocky Mountains. It's flat. Because you're 180 miles from Denver, at the base of the Rocky Mountains. You ain't even going to see this, but it shows the mountains and it getting nuked inside the mountains. And I'm like, Denver is not even in the mountains. It's before you get to the mountains. But it's just something factual, but it looked pretty cool. But they passed it up, and people, like, let's get with reality here. Jericho was actually a town called Oakley, Kansas. And they laugh about it too. You can't see the Rocky Mountains from here. You can't even see Denver either. You have to get to at least Lyman, Colorado, just to see the top of the Rocky Mountains. And here's my John Candy and Robin Williams section. I combined their movies together. This is 1941, Armed and Dangerous. I do have Black Sheep, with Chris Farley. I got the Blues Brothers, Brewster's Millions, Canadian Bacon, Club Paradise, Cousin Vinny. Oh, I did add that one here too. Dead Poets Society, Good Morning Vietnam, Man of the Year, Only the Lonely, Patch Adams, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. That's Robin Williams doing stand-up. I got Rookie of the Year, Spaceball, Splash, Stripes, Summer Rental, The Great Outdoors, Uncle Buck, The Volunteers, Wagons East, and Who's Harry Crumb.
You know, in Wagons East, that's where John Candy actually died on the set of that movie.
Well, no, they had just finished. They had just finished filming the movie when he died in his room in Durango, Mexico.
Yeah, he ordered a turkey for himself. He had a heart attack.
Mm-hmm. But the last movie that was released with John Candy in it was Canadian Bacon.
Okay.
That was directed by Michael Moore, and he did a cameo in it. But I got all the John Candy movies except for Cool Runnings, the Jamaican bobsled team.
Yeah.
And I don't have all of Robin Williams movies. I've been working on it. I need to get Jacob the Liar. That's one I really want. Now here's my J.R. Tolkien section. Okay, this is The Hobbit, all movies, the Lord of the Rings movies. I got 300, Ben-Hur, Beowulf, Clash of the Titans, the new version, all the Conan movies, new and old, Dungeons and Dragons, and I also have the entire series of Game of Thrones right here. And I also have the entire series, each one, of Spartacus. There were like 3 or 4 seasons of it, and they titled it a bit differently. And the last one was actually a pre-sequel to all of it. But I got all of the Spartacus. I got Troy. I got the movie Warcraft, about the game I play. I got Red Sonja, Knights Templar, King Arthur, Immortals, Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. Oh, and I do have the new one, the House of Dragon season 1, and I got House of Dragon season 2, but it's still on disc. I haven't ripped it yet. I haven't even opened that yet. And then here's the entire MASH series, including the movie. Like if you see how I'm highlighting the first one, I put the movie first, and then I put the TV series after that. This is the entire series of MASH right here. It'll take all of them for all of them to pop in. And there were 252 episodes of MASH.
NGW was in the one that's called Paycheck.
Well, he was in the last season of it, right? Because he replaced Radar. I don't know where that would start at. But it's funny. The TV show MASH lasted longer than the actual Korean War did. Okay, here's my National Lampoon section, which isn't very big. I got Animal House, Going the Distance, Pucked, Senior Trip, which was hilarious. I got Stoned Age, which was hilarious too. And I got Vacations 1, 2, and 4.
Okay, pause. Time out. You said Pucked?
Yeah.
Okay, can I tell you something? Not to be famous and everything, but my brothers were that was filmed here in our city, Winston-Salem. And it was a hockey scene that my brothers got to be a part of as extras. They got paid for it.
Uh-huh.
It's hard to find them. They kept the scene, but it's hard to
it's got the guy Booger in it, and that's Bon Jovi.
Yes, Bon Jovi. My brothers said that he was an asshole. Wouldn't sign autographs, wouldn't take pictures.
I think I only saw this once.
But there's a hockey scene. It's all about hockey. And they're behind glass. It's hard to point them out. That was probably...
There's this guy behind the glass looking up at Bon Jovi from behind. And then there's this guy right here. Let me get a close. There's that one. Him. And then there's this guy sitting down behind the glass right there.
But this is actually at a game. And they had a close-up on my brothers.
Okay. Oh, wait a minute. What about this here? These two right here. Whoop, wait a minute. That's the penguin. Those two right there.
Get a little bit closer. Let me see. The other one on the left. Let me see.
Right there.
No, that's not. No. But they're actually at a game behind the glass. Like behind the team, you know.
Uh-huh.
Randy Del Vecchio from Stupid This is. I just saw that. Must have been smoke. She's a very funny.
Probably this game here. Hold on. Slow it down. Wait. Hold on. Just go. Okay, go slow. Go slow. Hold on a second. I just want to check out if there's any crowd scenes, like directly.
That's at a distance. You can't see shit from that.
Hold on. Wait. Let's see. Scan.
Do you know if they were behind the goalie or on the sides?
I don't know. I wasn't there. I wasn't invited. Let's see. Go slow. Hold on. Because I can really point them out if I can see them. Let's see.
Okay, I'm going to have to move on because I just showed you all that.
Okay.
Shit. Oh. Yeah, there's the ugly big bitch, man. She could fight too.
He said big bitch.
The guy with the hat there?
No. Let me see. Go slow. Okay, go left again real fast. Go on the left. More. Okay, come out. Let's see. Hold on one second. Let me see. Okay, and then slowly go to the right. Let's see.
There's only a few people there. That's it.
Josh, if
Yeah.
if you like to make it bigger, go to layout and then click the third one, the third layout.
There's this guy here,
Okay.
and there's this guy in a ball hat. Was he wearing a baseball hat?
They probably were, but I have no idea.
There's another good look at that kid with the baseball hat on. And then there's a guy with white hair by a woman.
No.
The rest are ladies in the crowd.
Sorry, I was fall asleep. Okay.
What about that guy there?
You know, it was during the winter time when they did this. I'm not sure. I can't see.
Yeah, I'm focusing on the males
Right.
and just skipping over the females.
There should be like a group of 3 thin guys. You know, I don't know. I don't know what they were wearing that day, but just 3 all together. They weren't separated.
Were they sitting in the front of the glass?
Near it, yeah. I know for a fact they said behind the glass.
So they're behind the glass. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And they were told just to cheer, you know, as they played a fake game. But anyway, my brothers were in that film there, so we've done other ones too.
Did the police show up while they were there?
I don't know. I wasn't there. They just told us about it when they were back. Hold on.
What about?
Let me see.
And there's a guy wearing glasses.
No. Come on back out. Let me see. Go above him. Are those women up there?
Yeah.
And
That's why I skipped over the women.
It's fine, MLSO. Thank you. Not
What
the
about
best. It's all right.
what about him?
No. Let me see. Keep going. Go
I'm
to the
only
one.
centering around the guys.
All right, hold on.
Yeah, these are young kids, but did he have a mustache?
No, they were clean shaven all the time.
Okay. And then there's this one on the end. You can barely see but half of his face.
Nope.
The rest are women.
But literally, they were that close to the glass.
Did he tell you that if they were all fighting on the ice? Okay. I see 3 dudes standing together, but it's not going to be very clear, but it's right there. There's 3 guys here, right on the glass.
Okay, come back. That's too blurry.
That's the best I can do.
All right.
And there's one behind this there, but there's 3 guys along the glass here.
Maybe. I mean, I can't really tell.
Yeah, this one he resembles you. Could be as family. That one there.
Well, there was my youngest that passed away that was in this film. He was like a little bit on the fat side. Not bad, but just a little bit. He was
And you said,
chubbed. He was chubbed.
but you said they were clean shaven though.
Yeah. They all were, yes.
The fearsome foxes.
It wasn't a great hit though. That movie actually sucked.
It'd be considered a B movie. Yeah, but this reflects the hockey game I went to in Toronto. It was the women's league. It was Toronto against Ottawa, and they were good-looking women, but they could fight. All right, let me finish showing you the rest of my external.
Okay.
We'll try to find it one day.
All right. No rush. Hey, Bones.
Hey, Bones.
Are you Bones?
I'm good, Bones.
But I don't have all the National Lampoon movies. But
You don't have
okay.
Vegas Vacation?
I don't remember. I got Vacations 1, 2, and 4. I'm missing 3 and 5. 5 was Vegas.
I thought Vegas was number 3.
No, Vegas was the last one they did. I got the entire series of Project Blue Book. They ended it after 2 seasons, which I don't understand why.
Not a sponsor.
And these are just regular movies. I threw them together like all the Ace Ventura, Apollo 13, Blade Runner, the new one, Blood In and Out, Castaway, Clue, Dark Shadow, the new one, Flight, Gravity, Happy Gilmore, History of the World, Invictus, Nutty Professor, the Naked Gun movies. Here, I'm going to highlight them. There's all the Police Academy movies right there. Rain Man, Poseidon, Starship Troopers, Young Frankenstein, White Line Fever. There's all kinds of mix of movies in this category. I just put as regular movies. And then here's the entire series of Rome. It was a television series about ancient Rome on the History Channel. And here's the entire Sons of Anarchy, the entire series. And here's the entire series of The Sopranos, every episode. Here is the new series, Star Trek Discovery. I need the latest season. I got all the way up to season 4 on that. I need season 5. And I do have Strange New Worlds, which is also a new spin-off of Star Trek. The first 2 seasons of Strange New Worlds. And here is Star Trek Deep Space Nine, the entire series. Here is Star Trek Enterprise. And all the movies. There were 13 Star Trek movies. I got all of them in here too.
What about all the 007s?
I had them and I lost them somehow. I got to buy the box set again and rip it. I did at one time have that. For some reason, when they recovered my hard drive years ago, I lost them. They weren't able to recover that. And here's the original Star Trek series from the 60s, 3 seasons. And here is the Next Generation, the entire series. And the entire series of Star Trek Picard. There was 3 seasons of it. I got all Picard. And then here's Star Trek Voyager, the entire series. Now, and here's my Star Wars section. I got all the movies. I got the first Clone War cartoon. There were 2 seasons of it. Then they ended it, and it was supposed to fall between episodes 2 and 3. And then I got the cartoon series of Rebels and the Clone Wars.
I believe, me personally, I liked all 3 of the original Star Wars plus number 6, Revenge of the Sith.
Mm-hmm.
Loved that one. Then we knew who Darth Vader was, if you will.
No, we already knew who he was. But these teenage girls were crying when they were constructing him into Vader. It's like, bitches, you should have known this was what was going to happen at the end. We all knew what the ending was. Stop crying. Here's my superhero section. I got Avengers 1 and 2. I got now the classic Batman movies, not the new shit. I do have one Dark Knight movie, but I got all the Batman movies with Michael Keaton, George Clooney, all that. I got the Captain America movies, Daredevil, which the guy that played Daredevil ended up becoming Batman, which is stupid, ridiculous. I got the first 2, the only 2 Fantastic Four movies, which Human Torch ends up becoming Captain America, which was stupid in my book too. I got Judge Dredd 1 and 2, Ghost Rider 1 and 2. I got the G.I. Joe movie. I got all the Indiana Jones, Iron Man, The Mummy. The Sarah Connor Chronicles. There was only 2 seasons of it. And I have all the Terminator movies. I got all the Ninja Turtle movies. I got all the Spider-Man movies. I got all the Scorpion King.
Okay,
I got all the X-Men.
With the Terminators, they made 5, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
6.
Well, okay.
6 was Dark Fate.
My favorite was the 3rd one.
Mm-hmm.
Something about the machines. What was it? But
I don't remember. But there were 10.
I liked Arnold in part 3. I liked the first one and second and third. That's all I liked.
Yeah, I got the 2 Thor movies. I got all the X-Men. There were 10 X-Men movies. I got the classic Superman, not the new shit. Christopher Reeve Superman. I'm not buying into all that other newer crap. It's like, no, I'm not. No, they remaking this.
Superman.
They're better. They were
one.
better, yeah. The classic.
And then this is the teen years, and I labeled it that because I got all the American Pie movies. There were 8 of them. I got all the Austin Powers. I got Beavis and Butthead Do America. I don't have the new movie because I haven't seen it yet. I got the Bill and Ted's movies. I got Dusk Till Dawn. I got all the Friday movies. What is this? I got Natural Born Killers. I got all the Nerds movies. I got all the Porky's movies. I got all the Underworld movies, Wayne's World 1 and 2, the Hangover movies, the Hitchhiker, the Hunger Games. That's why I labeled it that. And then here's the entire series of The Last Ship. Excellent series. There were 5 seasons of it. and it's more believable. And here's all the Purge movies, and including the 2 seasons of Purge they did. I was trying to audition to get on Purge 3, it's season 3, but they canceled the show. Here's my thriller section. I got 2001, 2010, Back to the Future movies, Da Vinci Code, Creed, Captain Phillips, Flight of the Phoenix, I Spit on Your Grave 1 and 2 and 3, the newer version of it, and Taken, The Martian, The Walk, The Donner Party, War Games, Passion of the Christ, National Treasure 1 and 2.
Christ, sir, Passion of the Christ was, if you're the saddest, like
ever saw.
I've never seen so many men in a theater cry. That was
Every person in that theater
walked
was
out,
boohooing.
sniffled, boohooing. It was
Yeah.
so
It
sad.
was
Yeah,
sad.
but because they didn't, they made it to where this is what you're looking at, seeing what Christ went through when he was being bullwhipped and everything. Yeah, it was bloody. It wasn't rated G. It was, you know, his skin was being laid open and he was bleeding everywhere. Yeah, it's right here.
Sean and Josh, I need to step down. I'll take a rest for a while. Okay.
And then
Okay.
here's
Thank you.
the entire series of Tour of Duty, which was my generation's version of MASH, if you want to call it that. It was Vietnam. And that's the entire series of Tour of Duty. Here is the entire series of Turn, Washington Spies, except for the last season. It didn't come out on DVD. It's on net. It was on Netflix, but I couldn't get it to my hard drive. And here's the entire Viking series, except for the newer version that they've come out with, which I believe is like a continuation of the story. Here's Walking Dead. What was this called? Oh, Dead City. That's the first season of Dead City, which has Maggie and Negan in it. And here is
They filmed The Walking Dead in Atlanta, didn't they?
mostly Noonan, which is southwest of Atlanta. There were certain parts filmed in and around Atlanta, yeah. Here's the Daryl Dixon for season 1 of Daryl Dixon Walking Dead. And here's the Fear of Walking Dead, the entire series, which was 8 seasons. And here is what was WB? World Beyond. They only did 3 seasons, I believe, or 2 seasons of World Beyond, a spin-off series. And then here's the entire actual Walking Dead series right here. All 11 seasons of it right here. Everything Walking Dead I got. And here's my war section. I got the Band of Brothers. I got Pacific. Anzio, Apocalypse Now redo. Angel of the Skies. Armageddon, American Warships, Act of Valor, A Few Good Men, Casualties of War, Crimson Tide, Downfall, Dunkirk, Flags of Our Fathers, Fortress, Fury, Generation Kill, which was just like Band of Brothers in the Pacific. It was dealing with the Iraqi War. Got Hamburger Hill. I count down to D-Day, JFK, K-19, which is a good movie, Iron Sky, Lions and Lambs, Lone Survivor, Major Pain, Memphis Belle, Men of Honor, Miracle Santa Ana, Normandy, Overlord, Pathfinders, Patriots Day, which I'm going to delete that movie, Patton 1 and 2, the Pearl Harbor movie with Kate Beckinsale in that one, Phantom, Platoon, all the Rambo movies, both classic and new Red Dawn movies, Saving Private Ryan, Schindler's List.
Hold on, he's going through it.
I got both Top Gun movies, the Philadelphia Experiment, the new version, We Were Soldiers, War Pigs, W. Valkyrie, Uncommon Valor. I'm going to get rid of that movie too. Not the United 93 because it was bullshit. I got U571, Tuskegee Airmen, Trumpets Fade, the Dirty Dozen movies, Monuments Men, Taps, Thank You for Your Service, Red Baron, which is a good World War I movie. Spoils of War, Stalingrad, which was a good movie. Yeah, that's predominantly almost all. These are other ones that I got that I haven't added because I haven't put them in the category yet, like Shock and Awe, Sully. Anyway, there's Terminator Dark Fate, which was the 6th movie. I got the entire the new version of the V series. I'm like, if you're gonna remake something, don't just do 2 seasons and then end the shit. And I got Zombieland 1 and 2. I forgot about that.
What about all the scary movies?
I got that in the horror section.
No, I'm talking about like Scary Movie 1 through 5.
No, I didn't. I didn't get that. No.
Do you have Red October?
Yeah, that's in my Jack Ryan series. See, they kept getting a different actor to play Jack Ryan. Okay, there was Red October. There was the Patriot Games, which Harrison Ford played Jack Ryan, and he also played in Jack Ryan in Clear and Present Danger, I believe. Also, I can't remember, but Harrison Ford did 2 Jack Ryan movies. I know Patriot Games Patriot Games was one of them. Clear and Present Danger. I think that might have been that one douchebag. I can't remember his name.
The one also had.
No. Clear and Present Danger was played by. Yes, it was the Sum of All Fears that Ben Affleck played, and then I got the first 2 seasons of the Jack Ryan series. There was a 3rd, and they ended the show. I need to get the 3rd season of Jack Ryan.
It had what's the guy that played James Bond?
Pierce Brosnan.
The first one.
Oh,
I don't like the new James
Sean
Bond.
Connery.
They made him too dark.
Sean Connery.
Yes.
No, Sean Connery was the original.
Played the lead person in the Red October movies.
Yeah, that's where all the young chicks fell in love with Sean Connery, even as an old man then. Shit, Sean Connery was old in that movie, but all the young girls, in their late teens and 20s wanted that guy. And like, he's old enough to be your great grandfather. They still wanted him though. Sean Connery had it going on with the ladies. I don't know what it was.
My grandmother loved him.
I think I know why they had the hots for him, because he liked it shaken, not stirred.
I liked Roger Moore as Bond. His first role as Bond, Roger Moore, was Live and Let Die, and they filmed that in Louisiana with Sheriff J.W. Pepper.
That was a good movie, Live and Let Die.
J.W., Miss Tetch just called. It seems the dog's all foaming up at the mouth. She's got him locked up in his shed. I was wondering if you'd like to come over and shoot it for her. Tell Miss Tetch to take a fly, and then they cut to something else. Because what happened was he got thrown from his car because a boat crashed into it. It was ridiculous.
Of course, he's passed on now, but when he was acting, he was a good actor.
Yeah, but the new Bond that's been playing the part for the past 10 years, I don't like this guy. I don't, because they made Bond out to be this dark character, and Bond wasn't dark. He was a gentleman. He was the gentlemanly type, but he also was a good, skilled, spy.
That's what I like about.
They changed the Bond character and made him dark, and I'm not sure I like it.
That's what I like about Pierce Bronson.
Brosnan.
They made him a ladies' man.
I think he was excellent in Bond.
He was also good in Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yeah, but he was holding out. The one guy that took over after Roger Moore retired, I can't remember his name. The guy that took over for Roger Moore as Bond, that's when they were negotiating with Pierce Brosnan, and they weren't offering him enough money, so he was holding out. He was perfect for the James Bond part. He had the look, he had the voice, he had it all, and they should have went with him. He was a good Bond.
Right.
But this new guy they got, it's like he's not a gentleman, he's not a ladies' man. It's like bland. It's like, no, this ain't James Bond to me.
With him.
What, Daniel Craig?
No.
Yeah, he's not a ladies' man.
Yeah, I don't like him either.
I don't like him, and I don't like the one that was before him that was James Bond.
Who was before him?
He was after Pierce Bronson.
Brosnan.
But I can't remember his name.
Yeah, if you haven't seen that one, you need to see that one. It's old, but it's Live and Let Die. It's Roger Moore as James Bond for the first time, and it was in Louisiana. You would die laughing because of J.W. Pepper. I remember he said, he gets up and he's talking to the guys. You call my brother Billy Bob. He's got the fastest boat in the whole damn roo. Go Billy Bob. And all of a sudden, they go around this other lake, and here he comes with that fast boat. But it wasn't Billy Bob. It was some black dude, voodoo guy, that knocked his brother-in-law out and stole the boat. Yeah, it was a fast boat. And they don't, he didn't notice that it was a black man driving the boat and going right by them. And he goes, hot damn. He goes, Sheriff, are you sure that was your brother-in-law? He goes, hell yes. If we don't get him, the others will. Let's go. I like at the end there where he finally sees James Bond. He doesn't know who he is. He's been chasing after him. And he's in the back of a state patrol car. And he goes, there's the son of a bitch. I got him. He goes to open the door. It just falls off the car. He gets out. What are you, some kind of doomsday machine, boy? Well, we got a cage strong enough to hold the likes of you here. And then the guy goes, enlighten the sheriff. And the lieutenant from the state troopers took JW off because he's a parish officer. He goes, JW, this man is a secret agent, kind of working with our boys, or he's in cooperation with our boys, some sort of secret agent. And all of a sudden he yells out loud, secret agent? On whose side? Yeah, J.W. Pepper was hilarious in that movie.
Stick the Bonds people in a foreign country.
Well, back then there was the Red Scare, which was bullshit.
Yeah, they'd stick them in a foreign country somewhere, and usually it's in Paris or London or something like that, or particularly London, because Bond was knighted by the Queen. So he was in good standing there.
Mm-hmm. But you see JW in the next Bond movie also. He did a small cameo in it and only had one line. And what it was is he was retired, and him and his wife were in Venice. And that's a city that has buildings, but the streets are water, and you travel by boat. And then here's the boats chasing again, and he's standing there, and he saw Bond get into a boat and take off, and he's like, "What the fuck?" Yeah, they had to add that, and then there's JW.
That's probably Paris or Italy. Because they'd send them there too.
I forgot the Bond movie that comes after Live and Let Die.
Oh, yeah, that was a good movie.
But Paul McCartney did the theme song of that movie, Live and Let Die. Dee 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 dee.
I like the one that, oh, what was it?
Well, it was then is when it started where a lot of musical artists or whatever were competing to be the next star to make the Bond theme song. That's when it started with Paul McCartney.
There was one that did the Bond movie that they did the theme song for that too. And I can't remember the name of it.
Yeah, the only ones I can remember is Carly Simon. I think she did The Spy Who Loved Me. And Duran Duran did View to a Kill.
That's
Madonna did the song Die Another Day. But the best one of them all was in 1995 when Tina Turner did Goldeneye. That's the best one, in my opinion.
Yeah, that is good. Yeah. Yeah,
And
I saw that one too.
Yeah, there's a few more in there. I just can't remember them all.
And
I only like GoldenEye. I didn't really care about the other ones.
most of them.
Goldeneye was good. That was with Pierce Brosnan. I think that was his first one as Bond, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Because Sean Connery was in all the James Bond movies up until he passed.
No. He stopped. They did Live and Let Die, and he did a quick one called Never Say Never Again, because they thought that Sean Connery would never play Bond again. So he proved them wrong by doing that movie. It wasn't that great, but it was all right. They just did it as to get in the face of others. But it was Never Say Never Again. That was his last movie as James Bond. And Sean Connery did a whole slew of movies. The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, which I got that movie.
Oh, yeah.
And Red October was good. He did that.
Oh, yeah. I've watched him in League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. Also had
Oh, he also did Camelot.
Sylvester Stallone in it.
That was Extraordinary Gentleman. He wasn't in that.
Yeah, he was.
Was Stallone in that one?
Yes.
I don't remember seeing Stallone in that movie.
Several stars in that movie.
There is a good Stallone movie that I just completed. It's called Samaritan. Yes. You can find it anywhere right now. It kind of starts off slow, but it gets better. That's all I'm going to say. I thought it would suck, but it kind of got better.
And what it was a bunch of spies coming back into their work and working together to solve a spy theory, and they were all working together. It was a real good movie. I saw that in the theater.
I had to do a search because I couldn't remember what category I put it under, but this is it right here.
when I went to see it, I didn't think it would be that good, but it turned out to be really good.
Well, I'm scrolling through here through the movie. I don't see Stallone at all.
Oh, he was in there.
Okay.
Or maybe I'm thinking of another star. I don't know. But it's all stars that used to play the parts of spies.
Yeah, doesn't say what category it's in. Dun, 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 dun.
And then some of them in the movie, you wouldn't even think they'd be spies because they just didn't sing the part. But they were.
So, Sean. Sean.
Yeah.
I'm going to be here, but I got to do something for Marion because it's medication time.
Okay.
But I'm leaving it like this. I can still hear you.
But that's the only thing downside about what I've lost on my external hard drive was the Bond movies because I had them all.
But I did see.
I had them all the way up till Quantum of Solstice. I had every one of them all the way up to that point. I think that was like the 24th Bond movie. Dun, 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 dun.
I did see the Extraordinary Man one because I remember going to the theater to see it.
That was in 97.
Yeah.
Is that right, Sean?
What are you talking about now again? I can't remember.
The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, that was filmed in 97, wasn't it? Can you check?
Yeah, right around that. I'll check.
And Sean died in 2001 or 2, something like that. 10.
He was in that one.
2003.
Yeah.
And hold on a second. I think he died Halloween 2020.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
And Sean Connery was not his real name either.
Really?
Lyford K was his real name. He died at the age of 90 of pneumonia.
What was his name?
Lyford K. Or say.
Lyford Kimber.
It's spelled Lyford, and his last name was Say or K, Cay.
Oh. I would have never thought that.
Well, John Wayne changed his name. His name was Marion something. John Wayne changed his name.
Yeah, it's actually Marion.
Yeah.
Connery's last movie was League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. However, the last release, he did a voiceover in a cartoon called Sir Billy. But League of Extraordinary Gentlemen was his last movie. Wow, I didn't know he was in Avengers. Sir August D. Whitner. It was First Night. That's what it was called. He played King Arthur. He's played a small role as King the Lionheart. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I'm making sure you can still hear me.
I'm
He was-
taking some pills.
Yeah, Oh, he wasn't in. Yeah, he was. He was in the first two Highlander movies too. I liked him in The Untouchables. He played Malone in that. That was good. Oh, it was in 1990 he did The Hunt for Red October.
Mhm.
But his first role was in 1954. He was an extra, like X in the Spring.
Was that a Bond movie?
No.
No, not in 1954.
Oh.
Yeah, the first Bond movie didn't come around, in which he was the first one. Hang on.
He had movies in the 50s or 60s. Or
1962, the year before John F. Kennedy was assassinated. The first Bond movie was Dr. No, 1962.
Oh, I
And
wasn't born yet.
And that next year, he did two Bond movies in 63, From Russia with Love and Goldfinger.
I wasn't even born yet.
And then in 1965, he did Thunderball. In 1967, he did You Only Live Twice. And in 1971, he did Diamonds Are Forever. That was in 71. And then he didn't do another Bond movie for a while. Jesus. Making sure I didn't miss one. I remember that Time Bandits. That was cool. Yeah, it was in 1983. Wow, there was like a 10-year gap between Bond movies. Here we go. Yuck. Yeah, 67, he did You Only Live Twice. Oh, 71, he did Diamonds Are Forever. And then it wasn't until 83 he did Never Say Never Again.
Yeah, because I bet the teenagers weren't interested in James Bond because he's kind of was back in the 60s. But I've seen those movies. But when I was born, I had never seen them. And but since then, I've seen them, and they're in color.
But I've asked a lot of women, okay, this question. What would you prefer, Sean Connery, the way you saw him, or when he was young in the 50s and 60s when he was young? And they wanted him as an old man. And it's like, I'm like, you women are freaking weird, all of you. Because with men, naturally, they're going to go with the younger version. Like if you were to see Callahan today, everybody liked her when she was young, but not today.
He was most appealing then. He was a ladies' man.
Well, he was a ladies' man when he was younger too.
Yeah,
I just think
when he got older.
Yeah, just like I run into a lot of women that have a Santa Claus fetish. And like, you women are freaks. It's like, what the hell's the matter with you? Y'all want to have sex with Santa Claus? Are you kidding? Like, oh, yeah.
And then Santa Claus gets arrested and tells the judge, I'm sorry, I didn't know they liked it that way. And he had his pants down.
But Josh is not Santa Claus.
There are women that have a Santa Claus fetish, which is weird in my book.
Of course, I'm not a jolly man, Puns.
Yeah, you are.
So, Sean, and Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, the first one, how they're in the castle, right? And Ted thinks that Bill got stabbed with the sword or whatever.
Yeah, you killed Ted, you medieval dickweed.
Yeah.
But he fell out of the costume at the bottom of the steps.
And then when they hugged, when they found each other, they said, "Fag." It was funny.
They were the template for Beavis and Butthead. And what was the other one? There was another one in here. I told you once before. They were the template for Beavis and Butthead. Bill and Ted's Worth. I know there was this other one in there. Come on. I just told you the other day. What was that third one? I can't remember. But I do like all the brain activity, though.
So, Sean, if you can hold out another 15 minutes, I'll make it 3 hours.
Yeah, sure.
I'm sure you're hungry, though.
Yeah, I can go in there, but I down here now for another 9 hours. and I can still make it on time to my delivery. Do the delivery and then go get my beef load and head to Texas. This is Sheriff Buford T. Justice. I'm in pursuit of a black Trans Am. He's all mine, so stay out of the way. Excuse me, Sheriff. Did you say Texas? That's a Big 10-4. This is Sheriff Buford T. Justice of Texas. Do you realize you're out of your jurisdiction? That's very confident, but I'm in high-speed pursuit. Don't you hear good?
Don't you feel good?
I'm pretty good at doing Jackie Gleason now. Because that's okay, but because you are a sheriff is not germane to the situation. He's like, the goddamn Germans got nothing to do with it. What did he say, Daddy? Shut up, one shit at a time.
And what's that thing he ordered? And then here goes, what's his name? What is his name?
What, his son? Junior?
No. The guy with the mustache. I can't.
Burt Reynolds.
Burt Reynolds.
Burt Reynolds. Yeah, that's
at the diner. And then here comes the sheriff ordering him a barbecue Sammy or whatever it was.
A Diablo sandwich. What it is, it's pulled barbecued pork with raw jalapenos in it. And I tried one and it is excellent.
Huh.
Give me a Diablo sandwich and make it snappy. I'm in a big goddamn hurry with a Dr. Pepper.
And then Burt Reynolds says, "Who are you running after, Sheriff?" He's sitting right there. Don't you hear good?
He goes, somebody chasing you? Ain't nobody chasing me, boy.
I thought he was in Georgia because of his accent.
Well, it was all filmed in Georgia, but Buford T. Justice was from Texarkana, Texas, which is right on the border of Texas. It's in Texas, but it's on the border of Arkansas.
Oh, okay.
And I checked the route. The best route for Bandit to go at that time, because not all interstates existed then. Yes, they were on U.S. Highway 85 that would take them directly east on the southern part of Arkansas. Now, they could have dipped down into Mississippi, but that would be stupid to do that. Well, no, I'm wrong. Excuse me. They did dip down into Mississippi and to get into Alabama, and then there's Georgia. Because once they got into Alabama, they could have got on 78, dropped down to Interstate 2020, because that Interstate 20 existed then. A lot of your interstates did exist back then, but not many. And having cars on the interstate was new. A lot of people don't realize that. Back when the interstate system was being built by Eisenhower in the 50s and 60s, cars were not allowed on the interstate. Only Class A vehicles like mine were.
Huh.
Because the idea of the interstate highway system comes from Mr. Schicklgruber himself, which is Adolf Hitler. Schicklgruber was his last name, his real last name, because he made the Autobahn. Yeah, a lot of ideas from the Germans that we use to this day and took for granted. But it was brilliant because they could, on the interstate highway system, you can get around this country pretty quickly. If we didn't have the interstate system, yeah, it would take you a week to get all the way out to California from Illinois on US 66.
It about does anyway.
If I was in a car, I could make it out to California from Ohio, where I live. I can make it out to Southern Cal in probably 48 hours, maybe a little bit less.
It'd take
Yeah.
2 days to get out there from where we are.
Yeah, but see, I'd go nonstop, which I legally can do, but I can't do it legally in a truck because I'm under DOT regs in a Class A vehicle.
If we were on Greyhound, it'll take 2 days at least to get there from here.
No shit, yeah, because you're stopping everywhere in between. How you doing, Adrian?
2 transfers.
What's up, Sean? How you doing?
All right, me and Josh are having a good time talking about movies. I got to show him my external hard drive. It took me over 16 hours to make a copy of it. I was
Wow.
like, damn.
16 hours, that's a long time for something like that.
But I got it done. Yeah,
That's good.
TV shows and movies all together, I have over 3,000 files. It was
That's
over
awesome.
3,000 files.
That reminds me, tonight I'll sit down and watch a movie tonight when I get home here in a little while.
Yeah, what are you thinking? Because I probably have it on my external here.
Yeah, I don't know yet. I watched Sonic the Hedgehog 2 on Netflix the other
You got
night.
me
It was
there.
pretty
I
good.
don't have that. I don't have Sonic the Hedgehog.
I haven't seen part 3 yet, and I want to. I heard it sucked, though.
I haven't seen part 3 yet either, so I've only
Did
seen
Ron-
part 2.
Did Ron
One.
Jeremy do a cameo in one of them?
I don't know, but
I heard it
I
was
hear
a
Ron
rumor.
Jeremy's already out of prison because of him having dementia or something like that.
Probably
Now
so,
he
but
doesn't know what hole to put it in.
yeah,
How
but
good
see,
are those movies.
the rumor
Yeah.
was that he did a cameo in one of the movies because he was known as the Hedgehog.
Well, because of the porn movies he's done, that's why.
Because he's fucked everybody.
He's fucked every woman there is out there in the world.
Yeah.
Honestly. Honestly speaking, he's put it in every damn hole you can think of.
But there were women that when he did that reality show, there were women wanting to go out there just to have sex with him. Young women.
Of
Because of his
course.
fame, I guess.
Of course. It's because of his fame and fortune.
He literally has been called Mr. 10 Inches. He's got one.
Yep.
But his nickname was the Hedgehog.
Yeah.
And I figured that somebody made a rumor that he did a cameo in one of the Sonic the Hedgehog movies.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, he's done a lot. He's had sex with different women, done different porn videos, everything like that. You name it. He's done it all already.
That's why I say I wish I had half the women he turned over.
Yeah, but you'd have to be a porn star to do that. That's the only way you could do something like that. That's all I can tell you on that one, Sean. If you wanted to have sex with all those women that he's had, you would have to be a porn star with a big thing down there just to be able to do it.
The big thing.
Yeah,
but the
don't want
women
to say it here.
The majority of the women that he fooled around with, you could fall in it anyway. You'd have to tie a board to your ass.
Sure,
That's way
yeah,
more-
true.
That's the way most Western women are.
Adrian,
And you know who I learned
Yeah.
that from? I learned that from these Australian truck drivers when I was leaving the Philippines. They knew who I was because of Sirius XM radio. They're like, yeah, we know you, big sexy. You're on Sirius XM radio. That's what. The only way they would have known that was them to say that. Because I was on Road Dog Trucking Radio. And I'm like, yeah, that's me. Nice to meet you guys. They're like, do you like the Philippines? I said, yeah. Did you get lucky? No. They're like, you're kidding me. What's the matter with you? They said,
Of course, any person.
he goes, we usually travel around. We come here to the Asian countries because it's the only place in the world we don't have to tie a board to our ass.
That's hilarious. Well, Josh, you were calling my name. What's up? What's going on?
is Bobby and Madre?
See, she's good. She's been doing good.
Okay.
Well, she's been doing all right, Josh. She hasn't been sick or anything lately, so everything's been pretty good.
That's good.
And just right now, it's just just an everyday process with her and everything. So,
Yeah.
I had to
How about-
explain it to some.
yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I had to explain to some Filipinas. They're like, "What are you talking about?" I said, "Western women, you got them over here sticking baseball bats up their ass," and it's like, ladies,
Oh,
men are not equipped that way. Yeah, that's what the problem is. They're so stretched out. Yeah, they need to play around with a horse.
you'll see some of those use cucumbers for stuff like that too. I've seen all that crap.
Until it breaks off and it's stuck inside them and they can't get it out. Then they got to go to the
Yeah.
doctor, go to the emergency room and get embarrassed by removing that.
Yeah,
Like, okay.
that's an embarrassing.
I'm like, what were you doing to get this stuck up inside you? Did you sit on it? What?
Yeah.
Because
How about
I know how
Dave?
embarrassing that is. Because
It's embarrassing.
my ex-wife pulled a patch of hair out of my head at the same time she clubbed me over the head with a bedpost. And I was
What the
knocked out.
hell?
And I was knocked out. Okay. I had to
Okay.
explain. When I came to, they said, "What happened to you?" They were giggling. I said, "Oh, I fell down the steps." But my wife at the time already told them the truth. Oh, he was going down on me and had me handcuffed to the bedpost, and I broke it and it hit him over the head.
Oh, shit.
Oh, I was popular with the ladies then.
Yeah. So, Josh, how's your wife doing? How's she doing now?
Precious as always.
Glad to hear that. It's always a good thing to hear.
Yeah. Yeah, we're doing okay. I was in the hospital last week.
Really? What happened to you?
My diabetes got out of range. Got crazy.
That's a good thing you went to the emergency room. Are you feeling
Yeah,
better now?
I don't feel any different, but I know it was scary.
Hey, Josh, I'm going to jump off here because I think Darren is going to do a live stream when he gets home real soon. And I'm going to go inside and get some food and use the comfort room. Take a 10-100.
Go
Yeah,
ahead.
join us.
Yeah, I'll stop by there. Just have
Cool.
Darren share it out.
Oh, he will. All right,
Yeah, I
I'll talk to
know
you guys
he will.
later.
All right, Sean.
Bye-bye.
Good seeing you, man. Take care. Yeah, I've been reading your messages there, Josh. Sorry I couldn't make it up the last time because I was busy with La Madre here. So I was out of town that day when you messaged me to do live. So she had a doctor's appointment that day, so I had to take care of that. So I got back early in the afternoon, but by the time I came on here to see if you were still around, you're already done for the. You're already done.
Yeah. I've been doing my live stream since Sunday.
Oh, okay.
Like, it's separate ones, but like, get this. I was on yesterday on this same titled one here. And come to find out, we were talking for almost 2 hours or an hour, something like that. I never even pressed live.
Wow.
I was like, where's the time at, the little red box? And I realized, wait a minute, you got to press live for it to show up. And we sat here and talked for 45 minutes to an hour. Had no idea.
Wow.
That's the second time I've done that.
It happens, man. It happens. You just gotta, I'm planning to come back pretty soon myself to YouTube. I'm planning to come back. Right now, I've just been focusing on much more important things right now. So,
No, proof that I was in the hospital.
Yeah, bruises. I see that.
Yeah, they said, let's use you as a roadmap. Poke, 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 poke. Okay, that doesn't work. No vein there. Oh, let's try this other one. Come on.
It's like, does it work? Let's try a different one.
And
I know exactly.
I kept telling them, I said, this one right here on the bend of my forearm there, that's always the best one. They went here twice, there. Are you kidding? I mean, come on. I'm surprised they didn't say bend over, let me put it in your ass cheek.
Fuck that shit, man. I wouldn't let nobody touch me there. Heck no. I wouldn't let nobody touch me there, so forget that crap.
So I'm okay. I just, my glucose was all the way up to 600.
Oh crap. If you would have not gone into the emergency room, if you would have waited till much later, your glucose probably would have been like 700 or 800. You would have been in a diabetic coma. That's dangerous right there.
Or possibly lights out. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
The reason
Marion,
why I tell you that,
what happened
the
was
reason why.
when we were at Burger King, I told Marion, I said, I kind of feel numb on this side for a quick 10 seconds. Oh, let's go to the doctor and see what they could figure out. And we did. I teased her and said, do we have to? And we did. We went. And they did blood work and stuff in this arm. And then I went to the ER that night after the results from that. And the doctor guy called me and said, check some stuff, Josh. You're going to the hospital and you better take care of this because you're going to be on your deathbed if you don't.
Yeah.
And so I went, stayed 4 or 5 hours somewhere. And my mother was there, so we were calm. Everything was good. And then I went in there to get vitals and stuff. And the black girl said, we're going to do labs. I said, well, you're not going to poke this arm. That one's already been done today. Do not fuck with this arm. And I literally said, do not mess with it. I didn't say fuck with. But I kindly was trying to say, can we just not poke me on this arm? This one's fine. She's like, so you don't want to do this? I said, no, not with you or him. I'm done. And so I got up. She already put the tourniquet rubber band thing over me, and she wasn't listening. And I said, you're not going to open this one again. You're not doing it. So you're not going to do lab work? No. So when they called me back to a room in the ER, right, I actually had some really nice black ladies saying, "Yoo-hoo, baby," and I was like, "Yay!" And they
You're
were
like,
nicer.
hooray.
They were nicer and easier and softer to do this, but they went like no, they couldn't find a vein. That's why I'm bruised up. And I was like, "Oh, hell." It just was a really bad night. We got through it. I was hot as hell. The hospitals are really hot. They're not cold.
Yeah.
And, it just, it was just a terrible day. And then not even a week, okay, since that Tuesday. My mother was in the hospital Sunday night into Monday, yesterday. I just got home last night, and she's got some difficulties and stuff with something else. But so within a week span. Okay. So my dad got strokes. My mom has a few things going on, a little bit of everything, not bad. There. And I have stuff. My only two younger brothers, whatever, military stuff. I mean, they're all good. One of my brothers has difficulties mentally or something going on. Something's fucking with them. But anyway, so nobody's perfect, It's not our time yet. God's not ready for us yet. So
Well, no. But you see, the reason with the glucose thing, I tell you, because I'm glad that you took care of it, because my dad was diabetic too when he was alive. And his blood glucose was like almost at 600. And he wasn't feeling good. And then I took his blood sugar. And then I called the hospital here. And I spoke to the nurse who was a friend of mine. And my dad's there. And I told her what his blood glucose level was. She said, Adrian, get your dad up here to the hospital right now. We'll take care of it. So I took him into the hospital. This was on a Monday, like so many years ago. And what happened was after that, I got him into the hospital and it took him 3.5 hours just to get his blood sugar to just to get his glucose level to go down.
Yeah, that's what they did to me.
So, and they told me, Adrian, if he starts feeling like that again, you bring him back. So they got it down within 3.5 hours. He was out, and he was fine ever since then. But my dad was a big time alcohol drinker. He drank a lot of beer and stuff like that. And I always told him to take care of himself, but he would never listen to me.
Yeah.
But anyway, that was my thing with him. But I used to drink too when I was a lot younger, but I quit drinking for a good reason because I didn't want to end up in the same boat, having diabetes and stuff like that.
39, right?
Next month I'll be 39. Yes, next month. I'll be 39 years old next month.
That's right, May 12th.
Yeah, May 12th. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Josh, I'm glad to hear you're doing okay. Makes me happy to hear that. You've always been a good friend and don't want nothing to happen to you.
I appreciate that, Adrian. I love you.
Yeah, and I love you too, Josh. And something were to happen to you, I'd probably go fucking bonkers I'm going bonkers crazy. You need to take good care of yourself now, Josh. Especially now that you need to.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be your mom or anything like that, but just trying to say for you to take care of yourself.
Okay.
That's the best thing in the world for you. You live longer that way too. You take care of yourself.
I appreciate it. Just keep me in prayer.
Of course, I always keep you and your wife in prayers always. I know she's got her stuff too, but I pray for y'all both daily. So don't worry about that. You guys will always be in my prayers.
Okay.
I'll pray for your mom too. Hope she gets better and her stuff soon.
Tell your mom Buenos tardes.
I will here in a minute because she can't hear me talking to. She can hear, but she just can't. She doesn't know I have the headphones on. We're about to go home right now, so I can get her ready for bed and stuff like that.
She
got a bunch of. Yeah, she's talking to me. She speaks a lot to me, but it's going to get to a point where she's not going to want to talk anymore. So,
I think she just called me fat. Gordo.
I don't think so. She didn't say that to you. If she did, I would have gotten mad at her.
Yeah. I know.
I won't let her
I know
do that.
Spanish.
Yeah, I know. You always asking me how she's doing. So.
Yeah. But I love you.
Guys,
Be safe.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad I got to join you for a little bit here in your life today and get to talk with you and catch up with you a little bit.
Been a while.
So I know, just real busy and stuff like that,
Right.
Trying to get things going, Summertime is just around the corner and just want to be, have my mom ready to go. That way she's in good health and everything. So that way, she won't have to worry about anything.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to go down, Josh. I know you're probably about to end your life, so you can probably get some rest or something there.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Well, keep in touch with me, Josh.
All right.
All right. Take care, Josh. Love you, brother.
You too. Take care.
Bye.
Bye. So what'd you think? Oh, we did 3 hours and 10 minutes.
Aiden won't be.
All right, everybody, take care. Thanks for showing up. Blessings to you all.